So let's talk about something that's, well, not often talked about. We're going to give a voice to some of those feelings many women carry around in silence, those quiet emotions that are always there, right under the surface. First off, the source material makes this really important distinction right from the get-go. It's not that these feelings are being actively hidden. That idea kind of suggests there's some secrecy or shame involved, and that's not the point at all. No, the word that's used is unattended. And I think that's perfect. They're just there, without a space to really be seen or acknowledged. So it's not about keeping a secret, it's about not having the room for these feelings to even breathe. And that's really what this is all about. It's about creating that space right here, right now, to look directly at those feelings and finally understand the weight that comes with them. So let's dive into our first theme, and it's a heavy one. We're talking about the weight of strength and the deep, persistent exhaustion that it can create. You know that feeling of being tired, but it's a tired that sleep can't fix? That's what the source is getting at here. It's this bone-deep weariness that just settles in from constantly trying to hold everything and everyone together. And this is where the real conflict lies, right? On one hand, society often assigns these roles of strength and resilience almost by default. But what was actually needed underneath all that? Maybe the exact opposite: softness, rest, the permission to just be vulnerable. And that idea, it leads us right into this really strange paradox, our next point. And that's the internal fight, the guilt that comes with a basic human need: rest. The source asks this really powerful question. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? When did rest stop being a right and start being a reward? For so many, it feels like something you have to earn or justify or even apologize for taking. So you see this huge disconnect. The action itself, pausing for a second, needing some space, is completely necessary. But the internal feeling it kicks up is so negative. It feels like failure, or you get this sudden urge to apologize for it. And all of this builds directly into our third theme, the pain that comes with being labeled too sensitive. And maybe, just maybe, reframing what that label actually means. I mean, how many people have heard this one? The idea that your emotional response is somehow wrong or over the top, it's so often used to just dismiss how you're feeling as an overreaction. But then, the source just flips the script. Instead of focusing on the expression of the feeling, it asks us to think about the burden being carried. Just how much emotional weight is one person holding for others? And that question leads to this incredible, powerful new way of looking at it. What if what looks like oversensitivity isn't about feeling too much, but about carrying too much? A totally natural response to not having any emotional protection. So when you're carrying all of that unprotected, well, it often leads to this next feeling, the ache of invisibility, especially when it comes to all that unseen emotional labor. So what are we talking about here? It's all that constant invisible work, showing up for everyone else, remembering all the little details, silently carrying the emotional weight of a situation, softening your own edges just to make other people more comfortable. All of it goes completely unrecognized. And after doing all of that, day in and day out, it all boils down to this one quiet, really painful question. Does anyone even see me doing it? Okay, so we've looked at all this heavy stuff, the exhaustion, the guilt, the invisibility. So where does that leave us? Well, we're getting to the main point here. The goal isn't necessarily to fix anything, but to simply allow it. And this right here, this is the core idea. It kind of goes against our every instinct to problem solve, to try and make difficult emotions just go away. And this is really the heart of it all. Instead of a solution, what's being offered is permission. Permission for these feelings to just exist, to breathe, to be felt, without judgment and without the pressure to immediately fix them. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What would actually change in ourselves, in our relationships, if we stopped fighting these feelings and simply let them be?